What's up guys, Joey here at Quality Surfboards Hawaii, and today we're going to be bringing you another quality surf tip. So you got your board, it's either brand new or freshly cleaned, and now you need to put some wax on it. So we're going to show you the right way to wax your surfboard. You need a couple of things, so either base coat and top coat, or just top coat is fine. It kind of depends. Base coat wax is good for putting wax on a fresh board that has no wax on it. It's not as tacky, but it puts a nice base layer of wax on your board, which then helps you apply a nice top layer for the board. We're using Sticky Bumps base coat and Sticky Bumps Hawaiian formula because we're in tropical water. So for whatever water you're in, whether it be cold, warm, tropical, you want to get the appropriate wax. So yeah, let's get to it. So as I said before, you don't have to use a base coat, but to get a really nice base layer and to set the stage for your top layer, to get the best wax possible, I think it's nice to use a base coat. So that's what we're going to start with here. And you know, there's no special technique really to waxing a board. It's something that you develop over time as a surfer. But I'll show you what works best for me. There may be a number of ways to do this, but here, we'll go for it. So you want to start with your base coat layer by just getting like a nice stroke going. So you do really light strokes. You don't want to press too hard. You don't want to press too light, but you don't want to go crazy and press too hard. So I kind of do like a back and forth motion and then maybe like a circular motion. So real important, you just want to make sure that you're not waxing on the rails of the surfboard, so like on the edges, on the side. You only need to wax on the deck, so like the top portion of the surfboard. So you can draw like an imaginary line where the rail starts, kind of wax it. And then for shortboards, you can kind of go like up to the top third of the board. You don't necessarily need the entire surface, but kind of just where your chest and feet are going to be. So let's get to it. Alright, so we've finished our base layer there, and as you can see, this is a typical shortboard, maybe 5'10" or so, and for a typical shortboard I used maybe about a third of the bar of wax here. That's about really all you'll need for the base coat, and what I want to highlight here is kind of the importance of doing a bunch of really light strokes versus just trying to mash it on there really hard. The light strokes are going to ensure that the wax doesn't clump up on itself and then get a lot of smudges on there, and essentially what you're looking for here is to get some nice beads. So what I want to highlight here is showing what a good wax job will essentially result in, and it's what we call the beads. And the beads are when you get all those little dot like formations happening on the board. And that's from making sure that you wax the board in a smooth, consistent, and light pattern. And when you have those beads, that means that you've done a good job. Now, don't worry if you can't get this on your first wax. It's definitely a learned and acquired skill, but you'll see that it provides the best grip and the cleanest formation for the board. So now that you've finished your base coat, you're going to want to pull out your top coat, and your top coat is what I call like your daily wax. You're only going to be using your base coat when the board is brand new or if you have all the wax stripped off. Otherwise, you're going to be using your top coat every day. Now the top coat's a little tackier to help it stick to your body and your feet, so this is going to be the wax you're going to want to use on a daily basis. This base coat, you're going to want to put that on the shelf and then use it next time you buy a new board or if you decide to strip all the wax off again. So you're going to take this top coat and you're going to do the same formation or the same technique. You're going to wax the board in a bunch of light strokes and you're going to build up on those beads that I showed you, and we'll show you what that looks like. So now that we've finished waxing the board with the top coat, it's ready to surf. As you can see, I used a little bit less than a third of a bar just to wax out the board, and I would say that's pretty close to what you're going to want to use before every session. So the top coat you're going to want to hit your board with before every session, just about. After a surf session, being in the ocean, stepped on, the wax tends to lose its stickiness a little bit, so you're going to want to touch that up before you go and surf every time. And it's kind of to preference, but you know, I like to do it every time regardless if it still feels tacky or not. And after using the top coat, I'm going to show you, it's just elaborated those beads. So as I said, the beads are what you're looking for in a good wax job. It's just getting all those little bumps on there, and that's going to provide the best grip. The base coat set the stage for a really nice wax job, and now you got beads on there and you're ready to provide maximum grip. So yeah, this was another quality surf tip. Go out there, go shred.